to the Wisdom with Wiebke podcast, where I interview different people about their definition and relationship with spirituality, to give you a glimpse of the unique ways of how to live and integrate spirituality in your life. Hello and welcome to another episode, and this one's going to be a very short episode where I just wanted to let you know that I am so grateful for everyone who has been listening to this podcast and also who followed me and the journey I went through with this podcast, and who may know from the very start I had the focus on what is spirituality, asking my guests of how they would define it, how they live it. And I also said that it's going to be a living, breathing podcast process. And if I feel I want to change certain things or want to adapt it, then that's what I'm going to do. This spring, in March 2025, I thought there needs to be something changed. I just felt it inside of me. I love talking about spirituality, but what I resonated most with, and what also other people who listened to the podcast episodes kind of resonated most with, was those stories that people told about their journeys, about how they got from maybe being not so aware to becoming more aware. And even for me, it's super inspirational to listen to people and to listen to their stories of awakening and also transformative, like what happened to them and how did they get where they are right now, because there's so much wisdom in it, and it's all about wisdom on this podcast if you haven't noticed yet. But there's also so much we can take away, as in practices and as in some kind of deeper presence in that story that we resonate with, where we may feel our truth gets reflected back to us, as in like a mirror effect. Yeah, so this is going to be the new series of this podcast, where I am going to interview people and focus more on their awakening stories, their stories of transformation they walked through and they overcame certain struggles or certain challenges, and how they keep staying awake, because we know the feeling, we had a realization, but then we fall back into maybe being not so awake, or just having that noise back in our head that is not so kind to us. So yeah, it's more of a focus to that and sharing that wisdom in that way. So knowing also now how hard it is to get people to want to be interviewed by me, not because I'm a not so great person to interview people, but it's more so people who are spiritual or who are truly walking their walk, walking their talk, and they have been through the awakening process. They're oftentimes very humble as well, which I admire and I love. And it's hard to get them in front of a camera, then to get them reach out to me, because yeah, it doesn't fit for a lot of people to say, hey, I want to be interviewed by you. So please, if you are someone listening to my podcast, knowing another person who has an incredible story to share of awakening, of transformation, some kind of story of suffering, and then they came out the other way, and they have lots of wisdom to share with others, please send this to this person and connect us somehow. And I'm going to reach out and hopefully have your friend then, or family member, or whoever it is, colleague, on this podcast. So thanks so much. Without you, I wouldn't be able to get new interviewees. And it's just incredible, the community we've built here and all the listeners giving you your feedback. It really, yeah, it just fills me up so much, because I did it because I love it. But now seeing that there are other people loving it too, it's just another level. It's really, that's the purpose, I guess, why I do this. And so stay well. Thanks so much, and stay tuned. Thank you so much for listening to this episode today. If you know a friend or someone who might benefit from this as well, please do share it. And always feel free to rate my podcast with a 5-star review. Stay awesome and be well. Thank you.